Do you guys have any stories of what you've seen in O-Block over the years? I noticed you had bear mace on you. Have you already used it?
I used it a few times.
To be able to be a big brother to these brothers, to be able to show them that it's more to dance the streets.
Who is?
Tommy G.
Yo,
Hey, meet you.
I'm Grease, man. Welcome to this place they call O-Block, you see what I'm saying? Shout out to Muslimatics and my boy Tommy G, come on.
Not from 63rd.
Do you think you ever want to go on a pilgrimage to Saudi Arabia?
I'm going to Saudi Arabia.
You are?
Man, I'm going to Mecca, touch the Kaaba.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll be there.
Chicago's O-Block is one of the most notorious housing projects in the country. O-Block has been home to many notable people throughout its history. Chief Keef, King Vong, Little Dirk, and even former First Lady Michelle Obama. The apartment complex is located on 64th and MLK Drive on Chicago's South Side. It was built in 1950 to house the influx of African Americans coming to Chicago during the Second Great Migration. Upon its opening, it was celebrated as the first African American co-op in the country, and it was noted for having high quality and spacious units relative to the other low-income housing on the market. As the ownership of the co-op went private in the 1980s, the quality of the units began to decline and violence in the area increased as jobs moved overseas and drugs flooded the streets. In 2011, O-Block earned its name in honor of 20-year-old resident O.D. Perry, who was shot dead by a rival gang member. From then on, O-Block's infamous reputation as a dangerous area began to spread around the country, and it's since been known as one of drill rap's ground zero locations. As of recently, a new movement has been growing in O-Block, Islam. I learned about this from two Muslim YouTube channels, and this got me connected to Gleesh, an O-Block Muslim spreading the word on his faith. It brings the question.
Well, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. As y'all done heard several times, yes, I grew up north. And yes, I seen a lot of Muslims. I met a lot of fake Muslims. I met a lot of real Muslims. I done met some Muslims that told me they do some stuff that I'm like, nigga, you ain't doing that. You ain't doing that. Then I got some Muslims that done told me some stuff I'm like, okay, you might be a real Muslim. I don't know what y'all got going on over there, but you a real one. Cause whatever Buddy told me, he capped. I don't know what he talking about. I ain't even no Muslim, but there's a lot of Muslims out there. But nigga, I ain't know Michelle Obama was from O-Block. Y'all be letting her in the hood still? Y'all let Miss Obama pull up to O-Block?
Is this the movement that can bring peace and safety back to the area? Let's hit the streets and explore this more.
I don't know if niggas know
money,
the
more problems.
Muslims.
Bitch, I ain't tripping cause I want it all. My hitters been robbing, my hitters been trapping, trying to get the shit off.
Oh, they helping
Folks, we're on our way to the notorious O-Block to explore a very interesting story that's been developing, which is a large conversion to Islam by many of the residents. And I'm curious to discover the impact Islam is having on O-Block, because to me, we might disagree with a lot of things about religion, but I do think religion gives you the old school values that people can agree on, like don't steal, don't covet, don't lust, things that can guide your life and are solid advice. I grew up in a really religious family. I attended a mega church when I was a kid, Willow Creek, South Barrington, an enormous place that they literally have a shuttle bus from your parking spot to the front. That's how big this church is. While some Bible stories I find helpful or meaningful, a lot of the Bible is hard for me to, especially the Old Testament, is really hard for me to like or enjoy or see why anyone would subscribe to it. But as a kid, I always saw my mom was deeply religious. Like, she spends every morning reading the Bible, studying, and she's a cool Christian.
Hey, I can agree with Tommy G on that. I don't want to get all deep with you guys, but like, yeah, I can agree. Like, I wouldn't really like say I wouldn't like. I'm gonna just say I got a good relationship with the man upstairs. We're gonna leave it up right there. I wouldn't say like I'm into too many religions, cause just as I get older, I learn more and I see more and experience certain things. I'll be like, alright, let me. Like, I'm pretty cool with like learning, but I agree with Tommy G.
Like, she's someone I can go say, hey mom, I just went to a jungle in Ecuador and I did ayahuasca. She doesn't judge you for it. I really love my mom. She's one of my best friends because I can tell her anything and she doesn't approach me with judgment. I think there's a lot of value in good religious people in a society. I don't know a ton about Islam, so I'm intrigued to learn more. Also, when you mix O-Block with it, man, this is an interesting story coming fresh off the press. So we'll see you when we get closer to O-Block.
Hey. First things first, we got hot boy cooking.
I ain't gonna lie, I low-key always wanted to read the Quran. I wanted to see what's going on. I heard it's like it's a lot to digest when you read it. So I don't know if I don't know. I might gotta test it out one day and see what it's in on.
Many y'all gassed up off cookies. Fuck niggas mad cause this hoe keep looking. That's cause if I wanted that bitch get took. I done came in this bitch, started crashing the beat.
It's kind of a intimidating place because it looks like a mixture of a place to live and a prison. Like you have fences with sharp little points. It's all
See, you can tell Tommy G. Well, we ain't gonna say Tommy G ain't never been to the hood or the projects because that's what Tommy G known for. Tommy G will go some places that I wouldn't even go. So Tommy G will go to some places that you wouldn't even go to. But oh man, it's the PJs for you right there. People low key living in a prison.
fenced in. You have your own security force in O Block. Feels like a place like when you get in there, it's hard to get out. What's up, bro? Don't film.
One way in, one way out.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. Guys, t-shirts are on the site right now, flying off the shelves. But even cooler, the Big Dog Gotta Eat sweatshirt. They sold out in 36 hours last time. Get yours. Freshest thing on the market right now. Big Dog's gotta eat, especially during Ramadan. After the sun goes down, you gotta eat, you know what I mean? Rep the movement. Get it while supplies last. Appreciate your support. TommyGMiggy.com. What's up, bro? Good to meet you. Tell us where we are right now.
Man, we going right here on Kings Drive. That's O Block Caution. That's where we finna go.
Let's give you the backstory on Gleesh. Little did I know that he was one of King Vong's close friends, and he even had a song named after him called Gleesh Place with 23 million views. This is a track about home invasions and robberies and features a story where King Vong hit a lick for $50,000 and went straight to Gleesh's apartment with the loot, whereupon Vong and Gleesh had a discussion about buying cars and guns with the proceeds. I often try and do very little research on people before meeting so I can get an unbiased impression of who they are today versus who they were in the past. So I was unaware of Gleesh's relationship with Vaughn when I met today in O Block. Gleesh is a fashion designer, he's a rapper, and he's the front runner of the O Block Muslim movement. Let's meet the man.
What's up, big guy? You good?
I keep.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my uncle. He was telling me he had some brothers in Parkwood.
Yeah. I'm Duty Law.
Tell us what you got on right now. That's new attire I haven't seen yet.
Oh, yeah. I got my throw on, my Muslim throw, my kufi, my Muslim chain.
Was it hard to start rocking that? Because that's not typical outfit in this area.
Right, I had to get used to it.
Do people ask you a lot of questions when they see you wearing that?
Yeah, they think it's a dress. I'm taking that lightly, but it's a throw.
Yeah. What percent of people around here you think know about the Muslim movement?
2 billion Muslims throughout the world. It's
arguably the biggest religion in the world.
Yeah, I'm Duty Law.
How long have you been involved in it?
Like 2-3 years.
Okay.
Right now it's Ramadan. Right now.
How you feeling?
I'm good, but I can't eat or
Hey,
drink.
I remember like a friend of mine, he told me like to try fasting and stuff, and I used to like I ain't gonna say I down fasting, but I was like, I can't do that. I'm a big nigga too. I'm gonna fast, and then like it's like once I started, I kind of got used to it. Like, but that's like one little mind clearing thing you can do fast. It's kind of tough to do though. Like if you used to like eating whenever, whatever, that's gonna be tough. But you gotta like train your mind to be like, we gotta wait. You should try fasting though. Try fasting.
I knew guys in my wrestling that were Muslim wrestlers, and so they would go an entire practice without eating or drinking, and that takes a lot of discipline.
Yeah, it takes discipline. It's really a man thing. Man over matter.
Last time I was here, the security here is pretty tight.
Yeah, they tight right now. They real tight.
So is that
I don't think most people be noticing that. That's just like going to the gym. Have you ever heard somebody say like, dang bro, it's so hard for me to go to the gym, it's so hard for me to lose weight? It's just like how he just said with fasting. It's a mind over matter thing. You get into the gym, you think you in like Brazil, you think you in Amsterdam, you think you in goddamn DR, you think you in, I don't know, you think you in somewhere where the most clearest part, Costa Rica, Puerto Rico, I don't know, you think you somewhere on a tropical island. You go to the gym, bro, you lock in, get you a nice little playlist. All you really got to do is have you like a little set schedule. Have you a set schedule when you go to the gym. Do a certain amount of cardio one day, then do legs the next day. do some lifting, you good. You gotta have like you a little set routine when it comes to the gym though. You can't just go to the gym and start hitting machines you ain't supposed to be on that day. You gonna be tore up the next day, bro. Think it out.
Everywhere all the same. It's just they got to tighten up their security, so that's the type of stuff they do.
This arguably could be the most notorious project in the entire country. Is that a bullet hole right there?
That's a bullet hole, but it's natural. You go somewhere else, bullet hole.
Happy Ramadan. How are you? What does Ramadan mean to you guys?
I mean a lot of things.
Not just eating and drinking.
Be nice to other people.
Yeah, he's one of the guys I look up to too. He makes sure I'm good. He feel me.
You have to care for other people. They teach you that there's a lot of people on earth that don't have no food, no drinks. You have to think about other people before you think about yourself.
Yeah, alhamdulillah.
Are there any Arabic words you could teach the audience?
Alhamdulillah is the best.
Shaquan, thank you.
Yeah,
How'd you get the name Gleesh? I've never met a Gleesh before.
Look.
King Von.
They just call me Glee.
King
They just made his
Von.
name. Okay, I'll run with it.
Is Von looked at as a hero or a villain?
Von is a hero.
Yeah.
Everybody always looking at somebody bad. He a hero though.
Because some people love him for who he was as a rapper. Some people are like, that guy was a serial killer.
Nah, he ain't no killer at all. That's a good guy, man. He made everybody really start loving each other.
I didn't realize Gleesh and Vaughn had been close friends when I asked this question, but let me give you some background as to why I asked about Vaughn. By many within O Block in Chicago, Vaughn was heralded as a rap hero who broke out the mold of poverty and launched himself into superstardom.
Got a drop on this Mexican nigga.
His lyrics stood out for both his fantastic storytelling ability
Hey
and
man, I used to, all my Chicagoans, all my O Block people that's watching this. Hey man, I got nothing but love for you guys. I ain't never been, but I got nothing but love for you guys. I used to not want to listen to King Von or like Chicago people just because what they talk about, but then when I listen to them, like even like when I actually started listening to Chief Keef, they make some good music. It's just they be wilding on the lyrics, but what rapper don't wild on the lyrics? It's just part of their environment. But let me go back to like what Tommy G just said. He was like, he asked him, was King Von a hero or a villain? 9 times out of 10, because of where he come from, he just used to his environment. He probably don't know anything else different from that. Until like he probably got into the music industry and he saw different from that, he probably was like, alright, let me switch it up a little bit, but let me keep my regular roots with me. He just used to what he came from. So I don't know if I can really say I don't know if I can really say that there would be a villain, because that's just them being used to their environment. They never like probably seen the greater side of life. Like sometimes you gotta step out your own backyard to go see the better side of life. But I done met some people, they be like, bro, I never seen downtown before. I'd be like, you never seen downtown? It ain't that fun downtown, but it's alright downtown. It's a different view. Get out the crib. But I wouldn't say like, I don't know, maybe because I like, yeah.
extreme violence of his words, but some suspect his rapping was more than just storytelling. In fact, YouTube's premier hip-hop historian, Trap Lore Ross, has a detailed and exhaustive 3.5-hour analysis proclaiming King Von to be rap's first serial killer, and King Von himself literally put out tweets like, "Man, I'm just trying to kill, and I can name 5 GDs I done killed." All this aside,
I
I
ain't
wasn't...
gonna lie, now that's kind of crazy. That's kind of, that's a little scary. But that goes back into what I just said, bro. He used to the violence, and he used to like what he grew up around. So that's like, he got to get himself out of that mindset. I mean, but for the next generation after him, like you gotta get yourself out of. Even though you might have been raised around the struggle, you ain't gotta be a part of the struggle. You feel me? Up yourself, up your stock.
here to speak with
your
Gleesh
mental.
about King Von or violence from the past. I was here to learn about his story and about the spread of Islam through Oakland.
Did he get the cameras now? Hit the cameras so we walk in.
That's kind of scary too, because at the beginning of this video, Gleesh said it's so crazy over here. Even though we got security, we need extra security because it's not that tight over here when it comes to security being secured over here. That's scary within itself, nigga. Security ain't even safe around here.
We're in the fortress now. It's not easy to get into O-Block, huh? How long have you been
They got my money. Trenches.
How you doing, man? I'm Tommy. Are you guys Muslims too?
Nah, they ain't Muslims.
People in O-Block are thinking about joining. What would you say are like the selling points? Like, why should they join the movement?
I could just bring with me and they could, you feel me, get experience on their own. You gotta learn stuff to do it. I can just tell you, oh, you finna be Muslim.
What has it brought into your life?
A lot of beautiful things.
Yeah, like what?
I got a business. I got all types of stuff going on. You see what I'm saying?
Before you were Muslim to now, like what's changed for you?
I mean, just playing the way I act with other people.
Do you feel like being a Muslim has helped you to treat other people better?
Yeah, you see what I'm saying? The way you act, the way you dress, the way you talk, all that. And caring about others, like, you know.
I feel like especially for young men, if we are disciplined, there's so much we can accomplish in this life. But if we're not disciplined, we're kind of I don't want to say we take up space, but we're not what we could be. So give me the tour.
See, man, I like that. That goes back into everything I just said. Just because you grew up in a down bad place don't mean you got to be a down bad person too. Uplift yourself. Teach yourself something. Go read a book. Go outside. Watch a video and learn something new. Maybe unlearn what you already been learning and teach yourself something new on top of that that's going to be beneficial for you in your future. You feel me? And I like how he just educated the kids and said, like, don't, just because I'm a Muslim don't mean you got to be a Muslim. Do your homework first. I like that. W advice, man.
You guys are going to Lululemon?
Nah, he going to Louis V, man.
You come from like more of the rap world, materialism,
to my
priorities like Gucci bag, Louis bag. What does Islam think about all that?
I mean, it's alright, bro. I don't want too much care for that.
That's true. That's like anywhere for real.
Where are we right now?
We at my mom's house. I'm gonna move out of there soon.
Where do you want to move to?
I'm gonna move somewhere nice.
You want to stay in Chicago? You want to move out of the city? You want to move out of the state?
Eventually, it's to move out of Chicago, though.
Yeah. How many guys in this room are Muslims?
They ain't Muslims.
So what do you think about joining Islam or becoming a Muslim? What do you think about it?
Most real niggas, you did true this stuff.
Do you think, hey, this is something I want to do one day? Or is it like, nah, it's not for me?
I don't know.
Yeah, anything in the process will take time.
Especially something like that is a big commitment. It's not like you're just done with it in a day. Like if you commit to being like that's a big new life change, you know? I grew up in a very Christian family, but I've never felt called to dedicate my life to it, you know? Because it's you have to really change everything you do from that point on.
Like, yeah, you can be Christian or whatever, but like, I don't know what they do, like, follow, like, discipline, like, with this time, like.
That's true. I mean, that's why I don't really, like, pinpoint myself to certain religions. I just keep a tight-knit relationship with God. As long as I keep that, I'm cool. I don't really like, I grew up in a Christian household. I wouldn't say I'm Christian just because it's like certain things that I learned that I don't always agree with. But hey, I say personally, just have you a close relationship with the man upstairs. If you decide to go that way though, like I mean, if you believe in the man upstairs, have a relationship with him. But just because you see other people doing everything don't mean you gotta follow in their footsteps too. So that's kind of cool. But that's cool that he not pushing like Islam on everybody. He just like teaching them the word. That's cool. That's cool within itself too, because they got something to learn from.
It depends. Muslims are a lot of disciplined Christians. Like 5 times a day. I would say like the disciplined Christians. Like my mom, every day when she wakes up.
That's kind of different too. Like Muslims, they really like they straight, bro. You gotta go through you gotta go through Ramadan, man. I don't think have them. They probably can't even defeat Ramadan. He probably like, but I know I can't go Ramadan. I need me a shot of liquor right now. We got this white man in the trenches with us. I need me a shot. He might be the feds.
Up, she reads the Bible, prays.
Yeah, but what about the other people?
A lot of Christians don't do shit.
Yeah, when you do
that's
Islam,
true.
like, you know, it's a way of life.
Do you have to own anything to be in Islam? Like, do you have to buy like a prayer rug or anything like that?
No. I got a couple of them in the room though.
Yeah, you want to show us?
Yeah, it's one of them. It's do something.
What happened in your life that you're like, this is what I want to do?
The discipline, I was just doing a lot of stuff. Like, it just made me get on everything I was supposed to get on, like, as far as my business and all that.
How did you hear about it?
Uncle? Yeah, King Von Uncle, then my other brother Sadiq. He been around since we was
I ain't gonna lie, discipline is key, cause but you know how long I've been fighting to sit in this chair and turn this camera on and hit record? I've been fighting a minute, but hey, we here right now, so yeah, discipline is key. But sometimes like That's cool too that he's saying. Dang, see, I like that. I like that. Matter of fact, I like that they asking each other questions. He like Tommy G asking Gleesh like, how is it to be a Muslim? Gleesh asking Tommy G, how is it to be a Christian? Because they don't really know each other backgrounds like that when it comes to their religions. So that's dope. I remember Agent saying in the video too. He was like, he was questioning people like on how Christians pray, because most Muslims they'll pray on like the carpet and stuff, and they got certain rituals they'll have to pray. I like how they get to know each other's backgrounds like that.
Is he from O Block too?
He's been around for a while.
Do you think the FBI knows about? Because I know Muslim groups in the past, like when Malcolm X, Elijah Muhammad, they had their eyes on that shit. Have you guys ever been visited by like any FBI guys asking Muslims?
Police are real anyways. We don't worry about this. I don't worry at all.
Well, I think if you're doing nothing wrong, you got nothing to worry about.
Alhamdulillah.
You know?
That's what you said. Ain't nothing going on wrong. You see what I'm saying?
What did your mom think about it when you told you're Muslim?
No, she love it.
Is it easier to get men to join or women, or do you get both that join?
A little easier for the man to join, but like they gotta have the sisters around. They gotta really get the right feel of it. You see what I'm saying?
I feel like Islam's a lot tougher for a woman because there's more rules for a woman.
Ain't nothing tough though. There ain't nothing tough.
I mean,
you can do whatever you put your mind to.
Do you think you ever want to go on a pilgrimage to Saudi Arabia?
The pilgrimage, also known as the Hajj, is the fifth pillar of Islam and is something that every adult Muslim must do at least once in their life. Each year, millions journey to Mecca, shedding titles and distinctions to stand as equals before God. Through rituals rich in symbolism, pilgrims seek spiritual renewal and forgiveness. But the Hajj is more than just a ritual. It's a bond of brotherhood and unity transcending borders and cultures. It was on his pilgrimage that Malcolm X met Muslim brothers from all corners of the globe, and where he changed his opinion on race relations forever. Through the GoFundMe link in my description, we can fund Chicago Muslim brothers on their trip to Mecca and hopefully be a small part of helping Chicago to be a more peaceful place. Please consider donating.
I'm going to Saudi Arabia.
You are?
Man, I'm going to Mecca, touch the Kaaba, all that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'll be there.
You know that in Afghanistan, in some places, if you get caught listening to music, they'll like beat the shit out of you.
Yeah.
That's pretty insane, isn't it?
That's in the city. That's how it is.
So people that aren't from here are.
That is true though, bro. Like, you gotta think about it. Everybody got their culture. That's like what they saying going on with Floyd and Dubai. Like, we got our culture here too. Like, it's certain things you can't do in America that you can't do in Dubai. Certain things that you can't do in Dubai that you can't do in London. Certain things that, you know, everybody got their own little culture. You just gotta either be with it or you can't just be around there. So that's understandable that, like, not being able to listen to certain music though and you get beat up, that's kind of crazy. But shoot, when you listen to certain songs, you be like, I don't know if my ear should be tapping into this. This song kind of look like how I said with becoming a fan of King Von. I couldn't listen to him at first because he was too street for me, and I'm not a street guy. So, but when you actually listen to what they saying, it's some cool music. But everybody got their own little culture.
Just explain that. Break that down a little bit more.
Don't go in the wrong area to listen to the wrong stuff. You can listen to whatever you want to. You know what I'm saying?
Just with the windows up. There's some music I listen to that I would listen to with the windows up because I'm a little embarrassed if someone were to hear me. You guys ever heard of Creed before? No. You're either going to love this or hate this. I'm going to just show you a little sample. I'm going to play like 10 seconds of a song. You tell me if you rock it.
Like,
You're just chilling in the car, driving home from the club. You guys feeling this at all or no?
No. Charlie Sunday playing the mosque.
didn't even know.
We were just in New York and it's the same thing, where you can only listen to certain guys in certain areas, otherwise it gets treacherous really quickly.
Yeah. A lot of songs would be like a lot of disrespect towards other people, neighborhoods, you know what I'm saying? So you wouldn't want to go in this area and play this.
What do you guys view as the impact of drill music? Good, bad, in between?
Whatever the narrative the person take with it and they run with it, that's on them. We don't really too much care about that.
We can't change that.
As a Muslim, do you feel like you can go to any neighborhood and you're okay? Like, does that give you more of like a...
No, you always gotta tie the camel up. Don't never get me wrong. And what I mean by that, you don't just go doing stuff you naturally don't do.
So how do you think Chicago would change if a lot more people became Muslims?
We can stick together like an iron fist. We can get what we need and what we want, and everybody can be all right.
So unite the people.
Exactly.
Anytime there's a movement of people that get united, whether it's MLK, JFK, Malcolm X, somehow that leader gets taken out. You know what I mean? It's the government.
I don't really worry about that because it's like, it's no point. Like, all we doing is good stuff.
But the government fears when people unite.
Let's explore how the FBI has historically responded to black...
He got a point there because, like, man, I done seen some situations that when people unite, and it'll take like some tragic, like I remember when the Freddie Gray situation happened, and like everybody just stood together as one with it. I was like, God dang, if niggas did this every day, imagine what like us as the people would be at. Like imagine what we can do, what we can build. We can teach the kids, even we can teach the adults. It's like, I don't know. Sometimes it's just it might be certain things around that to keep you apart, but like it's like I Tommy G just said, it's always a tragedy. Like you got your MLKs, your you feel me? You got certain situations that's gonna just bring people together, and unite, but it's always something that's gonna break them apart. That's the sad part about certain things. Like, dang man, if only we could just unite though and come together like on an everyday basis, that'll be a whole different type of view of life right there though.
Political movements. Let's take you back to the 1960s when the Black Power movement was sweeping through the United States. This originated as a militant response to the slow progress of civil rights reforms on a national level. The rise of the Black Power movement alarmed the FBI. Under Director J. Edgar Hoover, the FBI viewed the movement as a threat to national security. Through a counterintelligence program called COINTELPRO, a series of covert and at times illegal activities were used by the FBI to infiltrate, discredit, and disrupt black activist organizations. On December 4th of 1969, the aggressive tactics of COINTELPRO culminated in a tragic and controversial event, the assassination of Fred Hampton, the Black Panthers' Illinois chairman. In coordination with the Chicago PD, the FBI orchestrated a pre-dawn raid on Hampton's apartment. Based on detailed floor plans of the apartment provided by the FBI informant who had infiltrated the Black Panthers, law enforcement executed the raid while Hampton was asleep. Armed officers stormed the apartment, and in the hail of gunfire that followed, Fred Hampton and fellow Panther Mark Clark were killed. Forensic analysis later...
That movie right there about them two, that's a good movie, right? I forgot the actual name of it, but it got Lakeith Stanfield and all them in it, man. That movie was good, bro. Dang, that movie was good. It's kind of sad how it ended, though. It's like they was really just trying to unite and bring... that was a good movie, man. Dang, see, Tommy G got me really sitting right here thinking, like, man, it really be like that. Damn.
Revealed that most bullets were aimed at Hampton's bedroom, and evidence strongly suggested that Hampton, who had been sedated by barbiturates likely slipped in by the informant, was shot at point-blank range, ensuring his death. The official narrative initially claimed that the Panthers opened fire on the police, provoking a defensive response. However, subsequent investigations and outcry led to a different understanding. The raid had effectively been a targeted assassination of Hampton. Their deaths were not just a loss to the Black Power movement, but a devastating blow to the wider civil rights movement, and just one of the many examples that symbolizes the extreme measures our government is willing to take to suppress black leadership and autonomy.
Whatever's gonna happen is gonna happen. I'm on the right path, and the people around me is on the right path, so we don't worry about that.
Inshallah.
That's
What's
true.
important to you guys?
Each other, our kids, our families, like others like
Money.
That's one thing, but it ain't the biggest thing.
When you're dead and gone, is
That's
there anything
facts.
that you will want to have accomplished or want your legacy to be? Like,
Make sure all our people do, like father our kids. We want to have them left with things and stuff like that, business and stuff like that, for the long term goal, and you and your people.
do you have to figure out which way Mecca is?
It's this way.
Yeah?
How would you know though?
Pull your compass out and see which way to
Love
it
you
is.
praying this way though,
Yeah, you can't pray that way.
I also say that gay though. But you know, I could be another motherfucker west.
Where is it? Mally, where is it?
Salam.
Okay,
I'm Tommy.
What's up? Tommy G, my boy.
Nice to meet you, man. I like the robe too.
Tommy G, a
How
hood
long have you
favorite.
been rocking the throbe and
He ain't
being
even
in the
from the
Muslim?
hood.
I've been Muslim 2 years.
What happened in your life that you're like, this is what I want to do?
By me being younger, I was forced to Christianity. But I only used to like the music at church. One of the brothers had talked to me, I had a conversation, and I was engaged in it. But before I even converted over to become Muslim, I was looking into it. Before I get myself into something, looking into it, you know? And it caught my
Hey
attention.
man, that's some free game I done learned throughout life. Before you do something, do your homework on something. Not even before you do something. If you ever like put your hand into a pot of doing anything, always do your research, cause it could be something that you ain't gonna like about that. Like, if it's one thing I can say about myself, like anything, like even doing YouTube, like I had to do my homework. I did my homework so good now that I understand the game of YouTube. I understand it. I can go teach this. I can go teach this game to anybody. Like, I understand it that much. I still got a lot of learning to do as I go on, but like, man, just learn the game. But like how he just said he learned the game of being a Muslim. Don't just like jump into any, and that's what anything you do in life though. I don't care what it ain't got to be money related or nothing like that. It could be some food that you eat. If you feel like it, you probably shouldn't like do your homework on what's in the inside of that. Like, I feel like in life you should always teach yourself something new every day. Cause like for us as black people, we ain't taught too much. So like if you can teach yourself just the ins and out of this and that, as long as it's positive, you don't know what you can do with that.
So when I finally took my shahada,
always do your homework.
What is the shahada?
Shahada is basically you convert no.
What does it take? Like to do a shahada? Is it just like a statement out loud, or what do you have to do to?
Yeah, you basically at the end of service, Juma, to recite it in English and Arabic.
What kind of church? When you were in Christian church, was it a Baptist church?
Yeah.
How long was that service?
1 hour, 2 hours.
Because in Milwaukee, I went to a few different Baptist churches. They would take like 3 hours, so I had to retire. That was too much for me.
Yeah, it'd be a long
by like an hour into it, I'm like, I just want to get up and like start moving, start doing push-ups, start running around, and they just kept going and they kept going.
It just opened my eyes up to a lot of things that I really truly believe in.
That's facts.
Because it's hard for me to get to believing in a lot of stuff. No disrespect to no Christians or nothing. I felt that certain things that was in the Bible wasn't describing the picture that they was trying to make.
Is there anything you had to leave behind when you became a Muslim?
I could kind of understand that because as I get older and I just do more of my research, I don't know, it opened up my eyes to a bunch of different things. And it's like, I ain't fully like, as I got older, I read like scripts and stuff, but I ain't like fully read the Bible as an adult, so I can't really like speak too much on that. But I feel what he's saying though. Tell Me G was for sure at a black person church though, cause he couldn't handle that 2 to 3 hours of that good word.
Like anything you had to stop doing or do differently?
Like now, it's
how long y'all be in church at
a lot of habits, a lot of
white people churches?
I had to stop eating.
We be in there all day. We might get some dinner later on.
Everybody around you, they your brother. That's one thing about Muslims. They ain't trying to knock you down. They ain't trying to down you or none of that. You see what I'm saying? No one's bigger than no one. You feel me? They treat you like brothers.
So, question for both of you is like, when you did that publicly, did you feel anything in your heart immediately after? Or what was going through your head right after you did that?
Man, I just burned it over. Like, man, crazy, man.
I felt loved, even around a bunch of people I didn't know.
What did your family think when you went back home and told them what happened?
It was surprising, but they loved it.
Depending on how I'm feeling, I might just go get a couple, take about 50 people some food or something. Just how I felt.
Is giving back part of Islam?
It's beautiful. I really do it on the regular, like, you feel me?
Where is this?
About Expressway. I bought like 60 pieces and gave them back.
How do you feel when you do that?
I feel beautiful.
I feel like there's something that you realize once you do start to give back, you realize it makes you feel really good, it makes the other person feel good. Like giving back is probably one of the best things we can do.
For sure. You just fed 2,500 people.
Families, man, like 2,500, man, pull up. Right here.
Do events with the kids.
They got pizzas. You got everything. Come
So
out, they got face paint.
It's like all of it.
It's not for us that we're looking to receive anything back or anything. We're really doing because Allah sent us here to do this.
This is your clothing line?
That's me. LLC, business owner, whatever. However you want to play, however you want to take it.
You got sweaters. You're the first dude I've ever seen sell sweaters.
Yeah, jacket. You see what I'm saying?
Oh, that's a hard.
How can people find this brand?
Take a DM me 6 Glees Hack _ you see what I'm saying? Finna have a website up and running.
What does the 31 mean on the sweater?
That's how many colors I plan on drop.
That's a lot of colors.
I got 2 kids. It's for them though.
What has being a Muslim taught you about being a father or teaches you about being a father?
I really gotta stand on business for them. Like, you feel me? I don't really care about nothing that's for me. You see what I'm saying?
See, man, I love to see that, bro. I love to see that. They probably some people who was contributing some, I wouldn't say negativity to their neighborhood, because that's just what they known to being around. That's what they're accustomed to. But that was probably like just bringing certain energies into their neighborhood that wasn't supposed to be there. And they, once they converted over to Islam, they respecting the people. They're not really on the street life like that no more. They got a business savvy mindset, taking care of the kids, taking care of the adults around there, trying to fix up the neighborhood. I like that, man. I like that. See, all it really takes though is like a little bit of mental straightness. You gotta get that mental right. You can't be like stuck. You can't be stuck in whatever. How can I put this? Like, if you grow up a certain way and you know it's probably not healthy for you, you can't be stuck in that type of mindset right there. You gotta try to switch it up a little bit and just grow for yourself and grow for your future self. And just, I don't know, you gotta go down a rabbit hole of just learning something new and like, I don't know, you gotta switch it up how they switch it up. I love to see that though. That's a beautiful thing right there.
Over time, as you've grown up here, got better, worse, different? What's changed?
This is what they make it, bro. They just, it's perfect to me. It's beautiful, and it's not what they think it is or what they say, bro.
Yeah. So what are you gonna eat tonight?
That's true. Dang, I'm gonna stop. This is probably my last time pausing. Probably not, but like that is true. People can be like this place like that, but you never really know how that place is until you go visit it. That place will be the funnest place to you at that time and at that moment, but you was too scared to go there because of what the news projected it to be or whatever the case may be. Now you over here all scared, or you probably prejudging this place before you even went and did your homework on the place. And they could be like, they could have the most beautiful experience in that place. Have the most beautiful people over there, the most lovingest people over there. But you ain't, they could probably have the best food over there. But you ain't gonna never know because it's done been glamorized for you not to go over there. I ain't gonna lie, you probably shouldn't go to Old Block. I wouldn't go to Old Block. Not if I ain't got nobody like a leash guiding me to Old Block. But hey man, you never know what you might get. You never know until you go. I ain't saying go, but y'all picking up what I'm putting down. If you picking up what I'm putting down.
You're done with your fast?
It depends. I might go to the malls to break my fast, but if not, it's easy. You know me, I still eat regular stuff as long as it's not pork or nothing like that.
So we're leaving Old Block. Where are we heading next?
We're going to the master, man. Undisclosed location. I ain't gonna tell y'all that, but y'all gonna see when we get there.
This is not an easy place to come in and come out. As you can see, look, they got this on lock. You gotta show an ID. You gotta go through a checkpoint. This place is locked out, man. Do you guys have any stories of what you've seen in Old Block over the years?
These the best people y'all need to run to. Y'all don't run to my people. Them no look. They go look. They make sure everything's secure.
But I noticed you had bear mace on.
You gotta have an ID just to leave out the project.
What was the situation you used it in?
That's your boy.
Good.
Crowd get too crazy. Well, we be getting that.
What, you want me to ask any questions?
No, I don't want to be right here. We can't be sitting right here long too long.
Like statistically, if you want to be involved in violence, it's usually late night, it's usually alcohol, and it's usually people that know each other. So if you don't cause any issues, it's probably going to be rare that someone's going to try and cause an issue with you.
That's
Old Block
facts.
is no different, but
Old Block is so bad, like that.
Is it?
Yes, Old Block so bad.
What makes you say that?
We had fights.
There's a lot of fights here?
Yes.
How often do fights happen around here?
One right there, saw them at the park. Yeah, the park. They shoot at the park so much.
A shootout?
Yes.
What is that like?
I don't know. I don't know.
How old are you?
I'm 11. I'm 8th grade.
Oh, 8th grade.
And what's 10 times 10?
100.
Okay.
20 plus 20?
Yeah.
You tell me.
40.
40? Hey, keep studying hard, alright, brother?
Okay.
Have a good day, okay?
Okay.
We're hopping the car. We're gonna follow them to the mosque. So we want to take a deeper dive into Islam and why it's attracting people to join. It's the fastest growing religion in the world right now. One way it's spreading in America is in the prison system. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about that history right now.
Since World War II, Islam has steadily grown throughout the U.S. prison system. The Moorish temple and the nation
Bro, I can't even begin to tell y'all how many niggas I met in my childhood days that will come to school fresh out of jail. And them niggas was just out there wilding in the streets, and all of a sudden they're Muslim. That's why I said I done met a lot of fake Muslims. I done met a lot of real Muslims. But some of the stuff some of them be saying, I be like, nigga, you sure you ain't do that just because you was locked down?
Islam are the two primary forces behind this movement. Much of the momentum came after Nation of Islam leader Elijah Muhammad and around 100 other members of the group were sentenced to prison for World War II draft evasion, and in their time at prison they began to spread the message of Islam. Through the 1960s, Islam continued to spread through the prisons. The two main factors driving this was the increase of incarcerated black men and the empowerment and popularity of the civil rights movement. Furthermore, the 1962 court case Fullwood v. Clummer ruled that incarcerated Muslims had a legal right to practice their religion. The increase in prominence of Islam did come with challenges, however. Many Muslim prisoners were denied by guards the ability to spread religious literature and the ability to meet and conduct religious services. In one such case, Cooper v. Pate, refusal of access to religious texts in Illinois Stateville Prison was ruled unconstitutional and a violation of the freedom of religion by the Supreme Court. These challenges would increase following the September 11th attacks. The U.S. Bureau of Prisons froze the hiring of Islamic chaplains following the attacks.
See, man, that's why. Well, I agree with like Tommy G saying the government will easily mess up something good that's going on. Like, bro, you got a group of people that could be in here wilding, stabbing each other, trying to kill each other, fighting, jumping each other. Instead, they trying to get right with the man upstairs and spread some peace. And they done banned it just because they spreading peace and positivity. Man, life kind of messed up when you really think about it. Because, like, bro, wouldn't you rather us be over here spreading some peace, praying, than trying to kill each other? Nah, they'll probably take the other one than the good positivity.
An attempt to reduce radicalization among the inmates. Today, Islam is the fastest growing religion throughout the U.S. prison system, with an estimated 80% of imprisoned converts becoming Muslim and an estimated 35,000 to 40,000 converts coming every single year. One of the appeals of Islam is that the structure and brotherhood of the religion is an attractive alternative to the danger and chaos of the streets.
I always recommend 3 biographies to people: Benjamin Franklin, Teddy Roosevelt, and Malcolm X. Those are biographies.
Bro, I done read the Malcolm X. I ain't read this book, but I read it a little bit. I think I read it back in school, and they had us reading it. It's a good book. I done saw the movie. Phenomenal movie. I might need to go read Malcolm X's book, bro. Heard it's a real good read. Tommy G just suggested it to us, so we gotta check it out.
Piece that I might read once a year of each of those guys, just because they live such interesting and purpose-driven lives. So I want to focus on Malcolm X right now. A lot of people think that he's a black separatist, that he wanted to split black and white people up, and for part of his life he did when he was in the Nation of Islam. Then he went on his pilgrimage to Mecca, and he saw white brothers from Chechnya, he saw Middle Eastern brothers from Syria, he saw people from all across the world, and he realized we all are one, we all can be brothers. He died tragically just as his career was taking off, and I think it could have made a positive difference. Let's cover his assassination.
Malcolm X is one of the essential characters in the story of the Black Muslim movement. He was born in 1925, and his life quickly became hectic. When he was 3, his family had to move from Omaha because of threats from the KKK. When he was 6, his father's bizarre and tragic death convinced Malcolm it was the work of white supremacists. His father's death drove his mother to insanity and led to her becoming institutionalized in a mental hospital. Malcolm began to find trouble as a juvenile, and his criminal activity led him to become a ward of the state by the age of 14. He was assigned to a boarding school under the supervision of a white family. At this boarding school, he excelled academically and socially, and he developed aspirations to become a lawyer. However, his English teacher shot down his dreams and told him that as a Negro, he should set his sights lower on things like becoming a janitor or carpenter. Experiencing a massive frustration with the white world he felt limited by, he moved to black-dominated Harlem and began a life of crime. He and his friend Shorty ran a burglary ring, and he supplemented his...
How ironic that his teacher told him he could never be a lawyer. He need to stick to something like being a janitor. It's just something in the cleaning area because he black. And then the whole time he turned out to be Malcolm X. Malcolm Little. Boy, did he prove you wrong, lady.
Come with pimping and selling reefer. Outside of crime, he became well known around town for his dance moves, his zoot suits, and he tore up Lindy Hop dance clubs. Eventually, he was caught for his crimes and sent to prison. It was here his life changed and he discovered Islam. He joined the Nation of Islam and educated himself in prison by reading every book he could get his hands on. And in doing this, he emerged as a powerful and influential leader. From the time he was released in prison in 1952 to 1960, he helped grow the Nation of Islam from 400 members to 40,000. As a prominent figure in the Nation of Islam, Malcolm X advocated strongly for black empowerment and self-sufficiency. Nation of Islam leader Elijah Muhammad handpicked him as his right-hand man and sent him around the country to give speeches, rally up the troops, and grow numerous mosques. His compelling speeches brought him national attention and his views often sparked controversy. His growing popularity eventually led Elijah Muhammad to feel threatened, and this later led to Malcolm leaving the Nation of Islam in 1964. It was then that he went on his pilgrimage to Mecca, where he met Muslim brothers of every color across the globe. And from this he returned with a new understanding of race relations and a commitment to racial equality and harmony. Malcolm X's life was tragically cut short in 1965 when a Nation of Islam member assassinated him. Many believe that the FBI had a hand in this. He remains a key figure in the fight against racial injustice and is a widely celebrated black hero.
How you doing, bro?
How you doing, bro? Finally meet you, man.
Yeah, I'm excited, man.
So
Tell the people who you are.
Man, I'm Sadiq Ali, man. Down here, you at Bar Hill Imports at 321 East Persian Road, Chicago, Illinois, 60653 with my man Tommy G.
Yeah.
Here.
This is Sadiq Ali. Long ago, he used to hustle in the streets. Now he's dedicated his life to
Bro,
religion.
it's a comedian that I watch. I ain't watched him in a minute, but his name is Sadiq Ali. I did not know I knew he was a Muslim, but I did not know there was like a Muslim name.
Runs a group called Muslimatics where he guides people on the journey in Islam. If you'd like to get more involved with Islam in Chicago, his link is in my description.
Come on.
You have a very peaceful and relaxed presence about you.
I'm very peaceful and very relaxed.
That's a good aura to have. It's Friday.
You can kind of tell they got some immaculate auras, bro. I know y'all love talking about look at the aura nowadays. I know y'all love only cause of goddamn y'all know that nigga name. Only cause of that nigga. But they got some beautiful auras.
Well, what's special about Friday?
Friday is our holy day, Muslim holy day. Friday is Jummah Friday. Alhamdulillah, we all come together. And it's the last Friday of Ramadan, so it's kind of special. Everybody's going to be packed down here. It's just beginning. We're starting in about another 30 minutes or so.
People have almost made it the entire month doing Ramadan, which is no easy feat. That's hard to do. What are the biggest challenges people face during Ramadan?
Not eating.
Or drinking water?
Not eating or drinking water. You know what I mean? That's a big challenge. But it's a good challenge because it's for Allah. And the fast is for Allah because only Allah knows fast. People say whatever they want to say. But only God knows if you're fasting or not.
Are you from Chicago?
I'm born and raised in Chicago, Illinois.
How did Islam start to seep into O-Block? Like how did...
Let's go next door. We can talk more deeper.
It's about to be prayer.
My boy Tommy G, man.
How are you?
Yes, sir.
Tell me about what's going through your head today. It's prayer day today. We're close to the end of Ramadan.
So tonight, Layla through Qadr.
Yeah, it's an odd night. Alhamdulillah. Last 10 nights of Ramadan.
How many Ramadans have you been through before?
I made my shahada when I was like 21, but I really started deening probably like a year or two ago. So I said it's like my fourth Ramadan.
What made you say this is something I want to do and become and want to be a part of?
That's a long story, but I'm gonna cut it short for you. I had a conversation with a Muslim man, and we just had like a lot, and he encouraged me to go do research on my own. And once I did it, I went in and I just made my shahada.
I used to like growing up and seeing Muslims and just like I remember I used to take the bus to school or like if I was just going somewhere I would see Muslims. I didn't really understand how I did my research. I used to be scared of Muslims as a kid, bro. Until I did my research, I would become friends with certain Muslims that just teach me about it. They cool people, man. Some cool people. You can't really judge everybody though. That's like you gotta get out and touch the people and meet the people yourself, and then you can do your little
professional faith. So
beautiful. Well, I hope we have a good Friday prayer. Okay. Are there some basic phrases, Arabic phrases that we can teach the audience today?
Assalamu alaikum.
That means hello.
That means may peace and blessing be upon you.
Is there anything else you'd like to teach the audience?
Alhamdulillah. Alhamdulillah means all praises to Allah, all praises to God.
I learned that a lot from Khabib. the fighter. If you ever
Yeah, that's my man.
He would say alhamdulillah an awful lot.
Yeah, alhamdulillah. But you got Muhammad Ali. You know,
True.
you can't take Muhammad Ali out. You know, I always think,
of course,
that's the legend. You know what I mean? Muhammad Ali was definitely one of the best.
What brought you to this? What made you decide this is where I want to dedicate my life to and bring other people into it?
Well, what brought me to it is really, man, you know, I've been from the streets all my life. You know what I mean? So I know the streets. I know what the streets and what they evolved. And so with me coming from the streets and knowing everything about the streets and be able to be a big brother to the brother that I didn't have from the streets, you know what I mean? When I implanted in the streets was just, I had got it out the mud. I was just there, you know, so whatever I learned on my own. But to be able to be a big brother to these brothers, to be able to show them that it's more to just the streets.
What do you think's making guys like Little Dirk say, this is what I want to join?
After you've been doing, I personally have dealt with so much bad in their life. You know, I've been coming from the ghettos and the trenches of Chicago. I've seen so much bad, and to be able to taste something good, man, of course you want to stick to that. You know what I mean? Once you taste this and drink this, man, you're going to want it. You're going to want it. It's a very good taste.
How did you guys meet?
I've been knowing them since they were pup. Like, you know what I mean? These little babies. I've been knowing them since they was little.
So if a guy comes here for Friday prayer, then on Saturday he's out, you know, chugging a 40 and doing a music video with like, hey, I'm going to shoot up this guy, shoot up that guy. How do you coach him along the path?
That's how I explain to the youngsters. I said, imagine us that we on a boat, okay? And then you want to, and you know, it's hot on the boat, we all on the boat. And of course, people want to test the water. They want to jump in the water, right? The boat is a lot, okay? So you jumped in the water. But if you don't keep your hands on the rope of the boat, then you're going to drown. Right or wrong?
Right.
But as long as I got my hand on the rope of the boat and I'm dealing with the water, I can still pull one way, one out, until I really realize that this water ain't for me, because I'm going to end up dying if I stay in this water. I'm going to lose. But if I get back on this boat and pull back on this boat and do right, then I can float.
So it's not like a zero-sum game. You can be, because that's the other thing. A lot of these,
everybody is welcome.
Yes.
I don't care what they do.
Yeah.
How they come. They want to smoke weed, drink, like girls, and kill, shoot, come.
Yeah.
We want y'all to come. Once they taste this, that's gonna come up out of them. It's gonna be like a detox. It's gonna flush right out. Just look at our brother right now. You know what I mean? Take it back a year, 2, 3 years back and watch him and see where he at right now.
So tell the people who you are.
My name Gatto, bro. I'm formerly known as El Gatto in Chicago. My name Gatto 2 times now. Everybody pretty much know me in the city.
From music?
For music.
Okay.
For music, yeah.
And you said you just recently took your Shahada.
I just took my Shahada March 20th, bro.
Okay, what brought you to that point? What made you say this?
So
is what you want to do?
so you know, I believe you got good intent and you believe it's one God. You Muslim. You just got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I feel like it was for me, bro. So my brother Mafi, he been Muslim, so he started bringing me to the Juma, to the mosque.
When he first invited you, what was your impression?
I'm at home. I'm at home. I'm at the crib. That's what it felt like. We came every day. We don't even just come on Friday. We been here every day. Chill.
Yeah. And God, how have you seen Islam start to change your impact? Like, what have you noticed?
My actions changed, bro. I started holding myself accountable. You know what I'm saying? I started taking wrongdoings more serious. You know what I'm saying? Because I know that it's real. You know what I'm saying? I'm making sure I pray 5 times a day, at least trying to stand on that. You feel me? And just, yeah, bro, it's just, you know, frequency, energy, bro. Like, you don't want to, at first, like, I used to ride home every night trying to decide whether I was making a right or wrong decision. Now I don't got to do that.
Have you guys got any pushback from family or friends?
Man, I like that, because you really, like, you really honestly never know where somebody come from. You never know where nobody come from. You can say this, you can say that. You can predict this, you can predict that. You have a little vision on where they come from, but you never really know. But the fact that, like, they took the time to change they self in the environment that they come from, even though they, like, might still live on O Block, they try to, like, teach the kids and just adults around, like, that street life ain't really all that it's cracked up to be. It ain't all that fun. How we made it look, it ain't really, nah. It's like just the fact that they growing and got a whole different outlook on life. That's hard, bro. Cause, like, ain't nobody in life perfect, bro. Ain't nobody perfect. But if you can take a wild scenario in your life and you can flip it and turn it from bad to good, different type of person right there. A real different type of person. If you can work on yourself and just like, I don't know, upgrade yourself. Say like, oh yeah, you been downgrading yourself. You been partying. You been drinking. You been just going out. You just been smashing whatever. You been smoking whatever. Just listening to whatever. Just eating whatever. If you can change all that in like a couple of months, and then as the years goes on, you like just keep adding something new to that list. You ain't doing none of that no more. You might still be doing just a little bit. You might still be doing a little bit, but you ain't really out here wilding like how you used to wild. You're a whole different person. You got a whole new outlook on life. Your body fresh. You drinking some good H2O all the time. Talking different, living different. Smiling more. Your aura bright. It's a blessing right there. It's a blessing.
Friends,
oh yeah,
of course. Tell me about that. Tell me about that.
I ain't gonna lie. This every day, but like I always tell people, I don't go around telling nobody to be Muslim. Like I'm not telling nobody like you should be Muslim. Like
that's good.
We like to believe that Allah chooses it. Everybody not gonna be Muslim.
Something different.
That's just a fact of it. Everybody not gonna be Muslim. I'm gonna read this for you, bro, because you just asked us, do we go through? What do we go through as far as our family and all this going against us, right? The book tell you, as for those who persist in disbelief, it is the same whether you warn them or not, they will never believe. God has sealed their hearts and their hearing, and their sight is covered. They will suffer a tremendous punishment. So it's nothing we could do but put this in.
It's almost like when Moses goes to the Pharaoh, and every time he tries to plead with the Pharaoh, the Lord hardens his heart and he doesn't want to hear it.
Yeah.
But then eventually, after enough suffering, he does hear it.
Oh, man.
What I'm referring to is a story from the book of Exodus where Moses is called by God to free the Hebrews from the slavery of the Egyptians. When Moses politely asked the Pharaoh to free his people, the Pharaoh decides he'd rather not lose the free labor force that was building his sick pyramids, so he said, "No thanks, Moses." Undeterred, Moses leveraged the power of the Lord to unleash a psyop and biological warfare of biblical proportions against the Pharaoh and his people. There were rivers of blood, a frog apocalypse, locust swarms, and even 3 days of darkness. But this was not enough to make the Pharaoh fold. God hardened his heart and the Pharaoh stood on business. But then Moses dealt a final blow of deleting all firstborn Egyptian from earth, and somehow God co-signed this plan and helped Moses spin the block against the firstborns. It was only then that Pharaoh agreed to free the slaves. Moses then gathered his peeps, parted the Red Sea like a boss, and delivered his people out of Egypt. All this to say, hardening of the heart, whether it's done by Allah or God, is a common theme in religious texts.
Who are some other Muslim heroes that you guys look up to?
Malcolm X.
Malcolm X. Tell the people about that, because I think he's misunderstood. I think in the media he's portrayed as a separatist. He wanted to kind of separate black people, white people, but they missed the part of the story where he went to Mecca, he went on his pilgrimage, he saw white brothers from Chechnya, he saw Arabian brothers from Saudi Arabia, he saw people from all over the world.
Usually the ending of everybody's story be the good part, the good story, you know what I mean? But our brother Malcolm X, you know what I mean, I would like to say that, man, me personally, I would like to say I'm one of the descendants of him, you know what I mean? That he laid the foundation for us to how we doing what we're doing right now.
I guess maybe where I want to go with this is like when people come up that can unite people. Well, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, JFK, they get taken out. And so some people go with the conspiracy route, and maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But let's just say that another strong Islamic movement hit Chicago, and there's some very strong leaders.
Right now.
Do you think there's any that you guys think you have to think like, man, is the government going to take me out? Or
I told you we don't do no worries, but at the same time, Allah.
I mean, we know that people are looking at us trying to probably thinking certain things that we're doing. We're trying to put.
It's scary,
man. Boys that was out here killing one another.
Do you think the FBI has their eyes on this movement?
I hope they don't. I pray that they don't have their eyes on this movement, but if they do, I pray that they look and see the good that we're doing and not the bad. And we just want to bring peace to our people.
Okay, so where are you taking us next?
You know, right now it's been so packed over here, man. We've been doing a lot of dialogue, man. A lot of people been coming down and, you know, embracing Islam. So right now y'all gonna be witnesses like a live Jummah.
Okay. How long did it take to build it like this?
Man, really, like, to be honest with you, man, like, really, like, this year, man, we, you know, started out a dawah program, really pushing the dawah like that. It really got packed, man. A lot of people came in and started coming down.
Because it can take years to get something off the ground. It's exciting to see when
Allah gonna make it easy.
Yeah.
Allah gonna make it easy. People wanna join to be right. Right tastes good.
So what is happening right now?
Right now it's good.
He ain't lying, right? Do taste good, cause like, bro, you can go wrong all day. You can go wrong all day, but once you do something that's right to your spirit and right to your heart, like, that's a different type of feeling right there. You be living on cloud 9. Oh, you gotta bring that up out of you though. You can't like.
You know, the Imam is speaking, he's giving us something they call a kabak. He's speaking, he's giving us the knowledge of the deen. You know?
And the Imam is the teacher.
The Imam is the teacher.
Kind of, is that equivalent to pastor?
Yeah, you can say that, but he's our leader, he's our Imam.
Okay. How important is giving back to Islam?
It's very important to give back. You know, that's what we're doing right now. We're giving back. We out here, you know, telling the people about Islam. That's what we're doing. Giving back to our people. All people. Doors are open, you know what I mean?
Is this Shia or Sunni Islam?
Sunni.
The Muslim faith has two major sects, Sunni and Shia. After the death of the Prophet Muhammad in 632 AD, there was a debate on who should become the next leader of the Islamic Caliphate. Those who pulled for Muhammad's friend Abu Bakr became the Sunnis, and those who wanted the leadership of Muhammad's cousin Ali became the Shias. Sunnis make up the vast majority with around 90% of the global Muslim population. Here's how they differ. In prayer, Shias have their hands by their sides, and Sunnis keep their arms folded. Also during prayer, Shias are mandated to touch their forehead to natural material, while the Sunnis are not. From an outsider perspective, it seems like relatively minor differences separate the two groups, but these differences have resulted in major power struggles. A few years back in Iraq, Saddam Hussein's Ba'ath Party was highly repressive of the Shia majority, and currently in Syria, the country...
That's kind of crazy how when you like really like just think about religions, it's so crazy how much they're alike, but they're not alike. They all really got their different beliefs, but 9 times out of 10, half religions are low key. They be all moving in the same boat sometimes. That is crazy. They just all got their different beliefs.
Sunni majority are oppressed by the Shia-dominated government. Whether it's Protestant versus Catholic, the Packers versus the Bears, Democrat versus Republican, humans prove time again that we are tribal creatures.
Okay, so if I were to convert, I'm going to ask a few different questions of what I can keep doing and what I can't do anymore. Let's start with the easy one: pork and bacon.
No, you can't eat none of that.
You gotta leave that.
You should eat that. Period. I told you.
I feel like, I ain't even gonna lie, once I did my little research on pigs, I couldn't do it no more. Nah, man. Just the countryside of me though, I can eat some pork skins. I ain't eat some pork skins. I don't even do that all the time. I might do that every once in a blue moon, but like, I can't mess with no pork, bro. Pigs just too wild. They too wild. They gonna eat anything you throw their way.
Okay.
It's in the Bible.
Let's go to another important one for Mel. Can you still your baby?
Oh, you know it's supposed to
Not zero whatsoever.
Leave that alone, man.
Can I be a Muslim and go record a drill music video where I talk about shooting all my eyes?
Yes, you can.
I can.
Yeah.
Okay. Can you have premarital sex as a Muslim?
No, you don't supposed to have premarital sex as a Muslim, but you know, like I said again, if you come into the deen and you having premarital sex already, just, you know, learn about that and then marry it. If you want to have sex
Hey,
with her,
I have good news. I can have sex because I'm married.
Alhamdulillah.
Is there a brother here that has a story of prison conversion that we can talk about?
I've been in prison.
What'd you go away for?
Drugs.
Yeah. And how long into your journey in prison do you decide to change and seek a different path?
Immediately when I get in there, because you know I didn't like to do weird stuff. You know what I mean, play around like that. So immediately I got right on the business. You know what I mean?
That's one thing I can say, bro. If you gonna be like into some religion, I wouldn't say play around with it. Like if you really if that's something that you really decide to take on, like do your homework, do your research. Don't just play around. Don't be, man, you can't be like disrespecting the man upstairs, bro. I don't care what religion you in. You can't like, you gotta do your homework, and you can't be out here indulging in stuff you ain't supposed to be indulging in.
Life together, but jail is not it.
Yeah, it's over with. Yeah. Wrap it up with that.
Yeah,
Love and Allah knows all, man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you, brother.
All right,
Thank you.
Thank you so much,
Thank
man.
you, man.
Thank you for coming.
Thanks for what you're doing, too.
You can start rolling now.
Get them pictures, Tommy.
As we were putting the finishing touches on this documentary, I found out that Gleesh was actually in Saudi Arabia on a pilgrimage to Mecca at that moment. So I gave him a call. What the audio didn't record. What he did say over and over again is, "This is beautiful. This is beautiful." He was just contagious with his positive energy. He was excited to come back to Chicago and spread the message even more. So I'm excited that him and Sadiq got to go on this trip, and I'm excited for the future of Chicago and the possibility of peace that they can bring into the city. I do believe this is a life-changing trip. Again, if you want to donate to the GoFundMe, the link is in the description.
They got me wanting to take a little trip to Saudi Arabia. That was a W video, man. W educational video right there.